Hello guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks with me, Antonov2. And as you can see up here in the top right corner at the top, I'm not on my account. I'm on the account of General Denny, and he's one of my best friends, and he was one of my first subscribers too. And he very generously allowed me access to his account for a few days so that I can review all his tanks. And today we'll start with this tank here, the Jagd Tier 9 German tank destroyer. But he's also got Type 59, T-34, IS-7. So all these tanks we're going to do reviews of in time. But today I'm going to start with a Jagd Tiger, and then probably tomorrow I'm going to come up with a Type 59 review, and T-32 is coming up sometime too, and IS-7 of course as well. So yeah, the Jagd Tiger Tier 9 German tank destroyer. Now, the first thing is, as you can see, he's quite a German patriot. He's got German flags in all his tanks. He's got German flag on his Type 59 and on his IS-7 too. So, yeah, thanks a lot, General Denny. It's really amazing that you made this possible, you know, because he's got a whole pile of interesting tanks that I would have never got in time. Okay, I'll probably get the T-32 soon because I've already got the Sherman Jumbo, and I've already got the IS-3 unlocked and the IS-7 line, but you know, the Type 59 isn't even available anymore in the store. So thanks a lot. So anyway, enough of saying thanks. We're going to talk about the Jagd Tiger, and the Jagd Tiger is an amazing tank. I have had quite a few games in it. I've been playing on this account since day before yesterday, and I was collecting replays for this review, and believe me, I had so many amazing games in this tank that I really had to, I really had far too many games to show them all to you in this review. Far too many awesome games. So I had to kind of sort through them, and it was pretty difficult because all of the games I had in this tank were amazing. I haven't had one single bad game in this tank up till now. This tank was just bloody amazing. We're gonna have a look at the stats first. It's got 1,800 hit points. That's quite a lot for a Tier 9 tank destroyer. We can just have a look how the other tank destroyers stack up. Let's see, we've got the French here. I think he's got 1,550, yeah. Let's see, USSR. No, it's just China. Let's see, USSR is here. Uppsala. Yeah, 1,600. Let's see, what else can we look at? Okay, we can look at the, okay, of course, the Brits have always got the most hit points when it comes to tank destroyers, and we can have a quick look at the US as well. Let's see, the T-59. Okay, I bet that's got a lot, but even the T-59 has got less hit points than the Jagd Tiger. And I'll have a quick look at the T-30 as well. Yeah, okay, so the Jagd Tiger has got obviously the second most hit points, and like most other tank destroyers stack up at around 1,700, 1,500, something like that, between 1,500 and 1,700. Of course, the Tortoise has got 2,000, but except for that, this is a real big chunk of hit points for a Tier 9 tank destroyer, because remember, tank destroyers are supposed to have low hit points, because you know that's one of the main disadvantages to compensate for the amazing gun. Yeah, it's a very heavy tank. It weighs 71.38 tons in the configuration that my friends got here. It can weigh 75.5 tons at the maximum, and it's got an 870 horsepower engine driving it. It doesn't give us a power to weight ratio. That's one thing that really pisses me off with World of Tanks. You know, sometimes when you mouse over the tank, it tells you the power to weight ratio, and sometimes it doesn't. So look, in this case here, it even tells me the DPM, which is just short of 3,000, but it doesn't tell me the power to weight ratio. So yeah, okay. Anyway, it can do up to 28 kph, which is pretty slow. It isn't a fast moving vehicle at all. If you've got the best motor, it can move kind of, but it will never be a fast tank. Its traverse speed is pretty bad too, 21 degrees. per second is not awesome. The armor is very, very interesting in this tank. It's got 250mm up the front. Well, you have to take this number with a pinch of salt, because this part up here, the front of the fighting compartment is 250mm, and nothing, believe me, nothing is ever going to penetrate you up here. You're just so strongly armored up here. I haven't ever seen anything penetrating a Jagd up here. It just won't happen. Don't try. There aren't any weak spots up here either. You just will not penetrate. Then you've got the hull, and the hull is a lot weaker armored than over this kind of this upper glacis plate here. Is a lot less armored than this front of the fighting compartment up here. I'm not sure of the exact figures, but with tier 10 tank guns, you'll reliably penetrate this plate here, and even with most tier 9 tanks, you'll be able to penetrate this plate here. And then obviously there's the lower plate as well, and the lower glacis is the major weak spot of nearly all German tanks, except for or high tier German tanks, except for the Leopard line. You can engine fires can be caused if you hit in this part here. They can even be caused if you hit in this lower part of the upper glacis. They can be caused if you hit in the lower glacis because your transmission is located in the front. And the lower glacis is the major weak spot in this tank. Although obviously this machine gun port is a weak spot as well, and stuff like this little bump here and these viewports, as well as these hatches up here, are weak spots. But this lower glacis is the major weak spot. And if you can, you should try to go hull down in this tank, hide this hull, and just let the fighting compartment look out, because then this tank is really unstoppable. Nothing can penetrate it. Anyway, if you can't go hull down with your entire hull, definitely try to hide your lower hull, even if it's only behind logs or a truck or I don't know what. But if you're in an open map where everybody can shoot down here, it's gonna really, it's just gonna wreck your tank. So you really have to be careful with this lower glacis. So next we come to the gun, and the gun is just simply amazing. This is one of 2 tier 10, well actually of 3 tier 9 tank destroyers that isn't about the alpha damage, because if you think of it, most tier 9 tank destroyers are about the alpha damage. Like for example, okay, China. I always get mixed up with China and Russia. This was China, so let's see. Okay, the Force is one of them. The Force has got this. Let's see. The Force has got this 120mm gun, which deals out about 500 damage per shot. So this has got a pretty high DPM, but it isn't about the alpha. And then we get the Jagd, which isn't about the alpha either. Okay, well, the Tortoise isn't about the alpha either. Okay, so but except for that, if we look at, say, the Americans, we've got the T-30, which definitely has got this trolling gun, as well as the T-95. So they're both about alpha damage. Then we come to the Russians, and the Object 704 is about the alpha damage as well, because it's got this BL-10 gun. So this is apparently one of 3 tank destroyers in the game, tier 9 tank destroyers, which isn't about the alpha damage but about the DPM, because it's got a pretty high. We'll have a look at the gun in separately. It's got it's a 128mm gun, and it's got a ROF of 5.26, which is quite a lot for a tier 9 tank destroyer. It's got an amazing penetration for, we're talking of tier 9 tank destroyers here. It's got a 276mm penetration. That's amazing. It's got pretty, well, it's a decent alpha damage. It isn't as high as for other tank destroyers, but it's still quite a lot, 560 HP damage. It's amazingly accurate, 0.33 accuracy, and it's got an amazing aiming time, considering that it's a 12.8cm gun. It's got 2.3 second aiming time. You unlock this gun from the 12.8 centimeter pack 44 L55, which you have on the Ferdinand and the Jagd Panther, which is an amazing gun. It's an amazing gun at tier 8, and it's still an amazing gun at tier 9. This gun on the Jagd Tiger will still will perform better even on the Jagd Tiger than on the Ferdinand and the Jagd Panther too, obviously. But even with this gun, it's amazing. This tank is amazing, but with this gun, you know, it becomes a real ass kicker. You know, if you think of it, most tier 9 tank destroyers carry over. They have got the same top guns as their tier 8 predecessors. But with this tank, it isn't like that. It's got an extra new gun, and this gun is just amazing. I would actually say, pretty safely, that this is the best gun mounted on a tier 9 tank destroyer. At least that's my personal opinion. Of course, your opinion might vary from that, but that's my opinion. And this gun is just freaking awesome. So the gun traverse is 26 degrees. That's not very good, but you know, that's not all that an important statistic really. It's got a quite good view range really. 390 meters is pretty nice, and it's got a signal range of 710 meters, which is pretty standard. So another thing is that the gun depression on this tank is very nice too. You know, especially considering this is a German tank. It's got a gun depression comparable to one of the American tanks. The gun will go down all the way to here. So that's a really, really good gun depression. And that will really help you when you're trying to go hold on. So, next we'll look at crew skills. And this tank definitely is a sniper. You just saw it's got 0.33 accuracy and a 2.3 second aiming time. So I can really recommend you to get camouflage on each of your crew, on every crew member, right at the start. When that reaches 100%, I would maybe swap it for Brothers in Arms. It depends on, you can just choose, or you can train Brothers in Arms as a second set of skills. What I would probably do is I would get camouflage for all crew members except for the commander, because I'd first of all train Sixth Sense, or I would swap Sixth Sense for, I would swap camouflage for Sixth Sense when camouflage reaches 100% the commander. And then I would leave camouflage for the rest of the crew. Then I would train Brothers in Arms on the entire crew. And after that, well, he got Deadeye. Let's see, is this Deadeye? Yes, he got Deadeye for the gunner. That's a good idea. I would definitely get Deadeye too in this tank, but only as a third skill or something like that. When I've got this tank unlocked, I don't think I'm gonna get the Jagd Panther 100. I think I'm just gonna stick with this body here because it's just so good. So I'd get Deadeye. For the driver, I guess clutch braking is a pretty nice skill to have. However, you could also go with controlled impact, because this tank is really heavy, and though it isn't fast, it's kind of reasonably quick. So if you're going down a slope and there's an enemy tank down there and you want to ram him, that might be a good idea. However, there's one skill that you want to have more than any other in this tank, and that's preventative maintenance. Just simply because this tank burns like a torch. You definitely need this. Is it a skill or a perk? Not a perk. You definitely need this perk. It isn't one of the first perks you want to get, because you need camouflage and Brothers in Arms more, but as a third perk, this is definitely important. Then the radio operator, situational awareness and signal boosting are important for tank destroyers, especially signal boosting. I wouldn't care about situational awareness all that much. Signal boosting would be a better idea. And then for the loader, he went with repairs. If I were you, I'd definitely recommend, I'd definitely get safe storage on one of your loaders, and then, yeah, repairs is alright for the third skill. But again, first of all, camouflage for the entire crew except for the commander. You want to have Sixth Sense there, and then Brothers in Arms, and then the individual skills and perks. As for the equipment, you definitely want to have the gun rammer, because this tank is all about the DPM, and increasing that DPM is very, very useful. So definitely a gun rammer, and an enhanced gun line drive is not a bad idea at all either. However, your aiming time is pretty good anyway, so I'd maybe get improved vents instead of enhanced gun line drive, but you have to choose for yourself. And then I would get definitely camo net for the last equipment slot, because yeah, this, as I already said, this is a snipey tank, and you know, it's always great not being seen when you're sniping, so that will really help, especially after 8.6, because in 8.6 the camo effect on big tanks like this one was improved for stuff like camo net and camo skill, so that's definitely a good idea. Yeah, so again, just some tactical advice. I kind of said that already, but I'm just going to say it again because it's really important. You definitely want to go hold down. You definitely want to be in a position where you aren't in the front lines. You want to be kind of in the third line, actually, trying to snipe if possible. And you want to be kind of in a direct line to your enemies. And you shouldn't be, well, you should have cover handy in case you're spotted, but you should be sitting out behind a bush really and pumping your enemy full of your shots. And only if you're spotted you should go behind the house corner or something like that. Yeah, actually playing this tank is pretty easy, I've got a feeling, because it's just you cannot do bad in this tank. It's just that good a machine. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, this was the very first game I had in the Jagd Tiger ever. I played this day before yesterday evening, I think, and yeah, this game kind of you know, gave me my first impression of a Jagd Tiger, and you know, hell, what an impression that was. Just wait and see. Anyway, the matchmaking is pretty good. There are only 3 tier 9 tanks in each team, and the rest of them are all tier 8 really, except for 1 tier 7 in each team. Okay, the enemy team has got 2 tier 7s and an artillery piece in each team. Yeah, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to hide behind these bushes, which are pretty scarce, and at the same time trying to hold my lower glacier and hide my lower glaciers, like kind of go hold down a bit, and only leave and let my upper glaciers and my fighting compartment look out. And as you can see, the back of my tank is at a lower, like it's lower down than the front, so that increases the sloping on my upper glaciers plate even more. Now, however, I have to come up more because otherwise I can't hit those tanks up there, although the gun depression is pretty good. So I decide to head down left a bit to you know, get better angles for shooting. Now the problem is, from here I can't really hit anything, like and that Super Pershing and the IS-6, they're kind of holding the flank pretty well. So well, this Carnarvon there is, I maybe get a shot at him, but it's kind of pretty dodgy. So I'm aiming, and you can see how small the aiming circle on this gun gets. It's really, really accurate. Now if you look at the minimap, you can see that our left flank is kind of being overrun, but I don't realise that at this moment just right yet. Yeah, as you can see, my camo net's active, so that gives me another 25% to my camo values, and I've got camo skill 100%, or actually my friend has got, not me. So that means I'm pretty difficult to detect, although I am that big a target. So this is kind of pretty depressing here because I can't hit anything. I've got no eyes on target anywhere. So as you can see, our left flank isn't doing all that well. I shoot at the Carnarvon, but he pulls back before my shot can hit. Yeah, that Tiger 2 is trying to outflank the enemies, I think, which isn't necessarily a bad thing to do. However, he has to be careful that he isn't outflanked himself. There's an AMX 3090 there on 612 health. We can one-shot kill that guy. And there we go, first kill. And now I finally get the hint and go out to the left flank to help those guys there. There's a T-2064 as well as the M103 and the Ferdinand defending that flank. And the Ferdinand is doing a pretty good job, really. Like, he's staying in the second line, or actually that's even, well, yeah, it's kind of the second line. But he's just kind of sniping from the rear and you know, softening up the enemies for his teammates. That's just a thing that you should be doing in the Ferdinand, because from this distance it's pretty difficult to hit his weak spots and so on for the enemies. So uh-oh, this isn't looking good. But as you can see, we're at over 400 meters range. So we're at 456 meters range, 470 now. So that means none of those guys there can see us, even if we shoot. And we take up the Jagd 88. That's our second kill. But there's still 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies there. So if we don't do anything about this, we'll be overrun. And we kill the IS-8. So that's our third kill. And just look how quick this reload is. The DPM of this gun is just simply amazing. So it's time to kill the Super Pershing. Bam! 4th kill. Oh god, I really do love this gun. And the Carnarvon is kind of pushing our right flank. Is like, just what is this team doing? Our team has got 5 kills and 4 of them were done by me. There goes the 6th kill. No, it's a 5th. It's a 6th for the team, but the 5th for me. And I'm the only T9 tank left on the team. We've got an Indian Panzer Ferdinand, T28 Pro, KV3 and a GW left. Yeah, we're gonna lose. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, if you look at our right flank, I mean, I'm the only guy holding this flank now, and our right side is just melting away as well. And once our defense on the right side falls, even if I can defend this flank on my own, there'll be guys coming around my rear and so on. So there's nothing I can really do to win. I can't see anything I can do to still kind of save this game. Anyway, there's an E75 coming up, and I know that there's an STI behind me. Uh-oh. Okay, I actually don't realise yet, but he's there. Okay, now I realise. So I turn round, and thank God he has to reload, so I can't get a shot into us. However, let's see. Well, first of all, we go for his low glaciers, so we kill him. 6th kill. And yeah, you can see he just shot at the low glaciers. That's a really big target. We can be really grateful that he didn't hit our engine and didn't cause a fire. So there's only me, a KV3 and the GW left. Not looking good at all. And the E75 is kind of afraid of us, which he rightfully is, because, you know, this gun, as I already said, it just kicks ass. And, you know, even as heavily armoured tank as an E75 has to be afraid of this gun. So I don't wait to aim completely, and just take the random shot just because the opportunity was that good, and, you know, I was afraid that the Tiger II would turn his turret back again. So we missed that one. It dug into the dune. It's a bit of a shame, because he could have easily left that E75 on 300 health, but we missed, so we didn't. And let's see, the STI, yeah, we killed the STI, so there's only one enemy tank left in the team, and one enemy tier 9 tank. Now, you see, if I had hit the turret of that E75, he would have been dead with that shot I just gave him. However, we missed, and he isn't dead, and now we are dead in turn. So, yeah, thanks a lot, IS3. Let's see a happy day on which to kill in a tier 9 tank. So, although I did really well in that game, you know, just sniping down, wasn't really sniping, I was at kind of medium range. That wasn't really, strictly speaking, long range. But all the same, you could see how devastating this gun can be. So we got 21,730 credits and 472 experience on that defeat. We got a Top Gun and a Reaper medal. And yeah, we damaged 6 tanks, including the E75, which we also critted, but we didn't manage to destroy him. We critted 2 other tanks, being the AMX 1390 and the IS-8, and we destroyed these 5 vehicles here. So that was a pretty nice result, and it's a real shame that we lost that game, because you know, that would have been a really, really high credit and experience game if we hadn't lost it. Remember, he hasn't got a premium account, so this is without a premium account. But you know, it isn't my account anyway, so I'm not all that enthusiastic about earning experience and credits on it. I'm just trying to review these tanks, and it was quite a nice game. So as you can see, we were by far the best in this team. The Super Pershing was pretty good, doing 1,174 damage in a tier 9 game with that gun is pretty good. And this Type 59 for Ferdinand also kind of knew what they were doing. Except for them, this team was kind of a bit of a letdown, really. But as you can see, I did 3,009 damage and killed 6 enemies. And yeah, that's quite a nice result, although we lost the game. So we fired 11 shots and only 8 of them hit. That's mainly because I was shooting at Carnarvon and so on the right flank before I decided to go down to the left. 7 of our 8 hits penetrated. That demonstrates to you how amazing the penetration on this gun is. Yeah, I already told you we dealt 3k damage. We received 7 hits, only 5 of them penetrated, so 2 ricocheted. Okay, that's not an awesome ratio, but still. Yeah, okay, I already said 2 of them didn't penetrate, and we received just short of 3k potential damage. We damaged 7 enemies, destroyed 6, and drove 1.05 kilometers. So we didn't get any profit out of that game, again because it wasn't a premium account and because we lost it, and the experience earned was kind of disappointing as well. So that's another game, and I hope that we do better in that one. So the second game is an encounter battle on steps, and I've just jumped forwards a bit because due to the kind of bad maneuverability of this tank, it's taken me quite a while to get to this location here. So we've got a nice shot at the IS-8, and we hit him, do about 600 damage, very nice. And as you can see, our teammates aren't doing all that well. Already a bad shot, a WZ-120 and a 1390 died. That's not all that great. And our right flank is melting away. Now obviously, most of our team lemming down here. I don't really understand what an IS-8 is trying to do here, or a mouse, because they're both brawling tanks. They've got nothing lost on this side. Look at that! Ammo racked an E75. Oh my god, I love this stuff. 1k damage. Oh yeah. Okay, and we put the shot right through the side of an T57, although that was very, very steeply angled. No, not 57, 54. What am I talking about? Anyway, M103's next. Take that, bitch. 607 damage. And as you can see, we haven't got anything left on the right flank, so this is basically just cap or die here. At the moment, only the E50's capping. I hope that somebody else moves into the cap zone, but I can't really, because I'm only good sniping out here. I can't really help our team very much in the cap zone. Why is the IS-8 here? He's got a 0.38 accuracy gun. What is he doing here? Anyway, I'm not playing his tank, so yeah, okay. Anyway, there's a mouse heading up here with the side to us, inviting us to shoot at it. So we'll gladly, you know, try to meet his expectations. And there's quite a lot coming up. There's a T30, a Jagd Panzer 100, and an Object 268 here. So I try to go for the lower glacis of the object. I don't hit him. So let's see, where did those shots penetrate? One of them got us right in the sides. There's obviously somebody sniping from there. The other one, I'm not sure where that one penetrated. That probably was actually the IS-8. Remember, there was an IS-8 camping back there. So we hit him right at the beginning of the battle. So now I'm heading over here because there's a very gentle slope going up to this ridge here, and I hope that I've got better chances to hide my lower hull there. No, because the gun depression is good, but it isn't amazing. So you still have to kind of look where you've got the best chances of hitting your enemies. So there's Carnarvon there, but I can't really get a shot at him, so I decide to go for the mouse. I try to go for the turret because that sidearm of the mouse is pretty troll on the hull. And the cap is nearly completed. I really hope that the Carnarvon doesn't break it. And can we cap? Yes, we can. Who said that? I think Obama said that, didn't he? Yeah, okay, so we won the game. And that again demonstrates to you how good the Jagd Tiger actually is at this kind of stuff. We only got one kill, that was this ammo rack on the E75, but I was just over time, that's just what this tank really excels at. Poking over these kind of ridges and so on, going into cover between reloads, coming up again. This tank is just amazing at that, and you can see the arm protected us most of the time. About 2 shots penetrated, and one of them obviously was from a pretty from a tank that deals quite a lot of damage, because you can see they took 1,200 health of us. I'm really sorry that I couldn't say the after game stats. I forgot again. I'm really forgetful. My mum's really picking on me because of that. I have to work on that, guys. Anyway, a very nice game, and we dealt a lot of damage. I believe that was a 3 or 4k damage game. I can't remember because I'm really sorry I couldn't say the stats. So that takes us to the conclusion, so let's go back to the garage. So the Jagd Tiger Tier 9 German tank destroyer for you, ladies and gentlemen. And this is an amazing tank destroyer. It's actually one of the tanks with which I've had the most fun ever. And I've only been playing this tank since day before yesterday, and I haven't had a single bad game in this tank. And I'm not a huge fan of a Jagdpanzer E100. I mean, I like it, but I'm not getting all excited about it. But I'm probably gonna go down the German tank destroyer line just simply to get this baby here, because oh my god, is this tank awesome. If you're going down the German tank destroyer line, you've definitely got something to look forward to when you get to Tier 9. And I believe the Ferdinand is amazing too. I've never played it yet, but I'm pretty sure that the Ferdinand is a very good tank too. That 128 centimeter, not centimeter, that would be a bit too much. A gun with 1.28 meters caliber, that would be some troll thing. No, it's a 12.8 centimeter gun, and that's a very nice gun too. This is a 12.82, but it's even better. And I can really highly recommend this tank. And if you can get hull down, it's actually impenetrable. You have to be a bit careful with RT, because your side and rear armor obviously is shit because you're in a tank destroyer. But except for that, I can really recommend this tank. And thanks a lot again to General Denny, because he enabled me to do these reviews. This review anyway, and tomorrow probably I'll be coming up with a Type 59 review, and then a T32 and an IS-7 review. If you're hoping to see me review the GW Tiger, well, if I've really got nothing better to do, I might, but don't be expecting it, because I really suck at RT and I hate RT, so don't expect me to do it. But except for that, yeah, I'm really thankful to you, General Denny. Thanks again, and yeah, I hope you other guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching anyway. Follow me on Facebook, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.